Welcome to the workshop, welcome to the channel. Today's build is a light box out of an old Scirocco Mark II Heckleblende, the rear panels you had in the 80s in the back of your car to move your number plate down. I had this one for a while. It used to be on the back of my 92 Scirocco. Since then I've changed the panels and it's been changed again. You'll see that in future videos when it comes back from the body shop. But I decided that I like this. It was already broken and the top panel was missing off it. Decided, you know what, I'll make it into a light box. So I've got some timber, I've got my router table ready to go. So we're gonna turn this into a light box that's backlit with LEDs. Okay, first job, I'm going to cut this up into rough lengths I need. That way it's going to make it easier to put it through my router table. So let's go on with that. Okay, I've got my router table set up for the first cut. The intention is to do 3 routes on this. This is the edge. So I'm going to do a chamfer. This is going to be the front. I need to do a slot which the Heckleblende will sit in, with the bottom being under here, and a slice out the back to allow a back panel to be tacked on, so I can take this apart if I ever need to. That's the intention. I've got the 45-degree one to do this, setting the router table here. I'll get a close up of that. I won't get these cut, all 3. Okay, so I've got the back one trimmed, the front one trimmed. I just need to do this slot that's going to sit in here now. So I need to get my my bridge that I've made for my router, then we'll set that all up and then we'll get that cut as well. So as you can see, I've got my fence now fitted, so let's give this a go on the first one. Okay, I've set my table saw up, got it roughly set to 45 degrees. I've got some scrap pieces of the same wood here. I'm just going to do a quick test cut and see how square they are when they're done. Just to be on the safe side, so I'll cut all that wood up. I find I've got a problem. So. In fact, the first thing I need to do is cut my cutting box, because I want to cut it for straight, and now the blades come over, I want to cut it again, so I don't want to cut it the other way, so that cut is right on this edge. I don't know. No, I think we'll cut it on the same run, so we'll do this first and then we'll see what we can get out of it. That's that. Let's see how close we are to square. I think that is, yeah, that's slightly out. So I think we're going to have to check the blade orientation again. get this dialed in. So I'll do that then, and then I'll come back and we'll do the final cutting, I think. Okay, the box is pretty much together, apart from I made a mistake. I cut this chamfer that way, chamfer that way. Bugger. So I'm gonna have to go back to B&Q, get another run of this, apply, reset up the router, try and match all the router points. Yeah. Not pleased. I was hoping to get this stained up tonight, but we never know. I might still be able to. Yeah, big mistake, really big mistake, but one of those things. Okay, after done some sanding on these now, they've all been sized. They're roughly right. The idea now is to get them stained. We're gonna give them a couple of coats of this. I'm gonna try and get the inside lips done, flip them over and do the outside. They'll need doing again once it's together because I need to close some joints up. So I have to nail it together with the with this Heckleblende side inside it, so I don't want to get too much of this on this. So just to reduce that risk, we're just going to give it a first coat on this. I'm just going to wipe it on with a rag. I'm just going to get some gloves. And hopefully should be able to get this put together at weekend. Okay, so a quick bit of stain. I'll probably put another run of stain on this again. I've seen some scratches on this one here and on this one here. So I'll probably do some more sanding on this tomorrow night. Yeah, and then we'll give it another stain. I think it'll look quite good. Okay, time for a second coat. I didn't film doing the sanding down the extra bits to get rid of some of the scratches, but we'll do a second coat of the stain, and we'll probably do 2 or 3 coats of this, but I'll just show this one. Yeah, just get this thing nice and dark so it offsets the red quite well. Okay, everything's been. I think it's had 4 coats of wood stain on this now. You can see it's quite a difference in colour from the original, which looks really good. You might have also noticed that this is a lot redder than it used to be. Now, I had shot a video when this was on the back of my Scirocco. It had a window tint film put on top of it. I thought it'd be really good to show a video of me pulling the window tint off to show and revealing this much brighter red. Unfortunately, only the plastic came off. And then I spent 45 minutes with some isopropyl alcohol, taking away all the tint and the glue. So I didn't shoot that, obviously, because it just took so long. So the plan now is to try and get this box put together. We're going to be wood gluing it, and I broke out my nail gun to tack the weight, the sides. There will be some modifications to this to be done, which I'm going to do once it's together, I think. Although I might do it now. One of them was I want to put a switch in, so I can turn it on and off, which will go in one of the side panels, which will be this side panel. So I'll probably drill a hole through this and see what switches I've got. In fact, let's have a quick look now. A switch. In fact, that would look alright. Just see if it'll fit through. No, they won't fit through. It might not have a switch on it then. The idea was to switch it on and off as we went. It's that one, but that's just a push fit. That's not really going to work. Again, it's a bit too. Yeah, they're a bit too thick. The piece of wood we're using, so it'll just be switched on the plug socket then. So, plan for now then is to assemble this, and then we can size the back panel, which I've got some white fiberboard for. I've got the LED strip with the USB that goes out the back. We can build that in as well. So yeah, first job is getting this nailed together. So okay, so I've just put a quick belt strap on to try and hold this thing together while I try and get it lined up for some of these. It's not looking bad. I've got some open joints. That's probably because of the table saw I was using wasn't set up perfectly square, so I'll get some filler into those, and that should do a bit of stain, and we should be good to go. So let's get some filler on the go. Okay, just got some general wood filler. I'm going to use this, and then we'll stain up the joints. If you might be able to hear it's hailstoning outside, which isn't great. Okay, so I've cut out this backing panel, which will go that way down, out of some dust fibre board really. It was cheaper just to get it with a white backing on it. I've got some white LEDs, so we're going to run these back and forward, and I'm going to cut a nip out, so allow that to drop out. And that's it, and we'll just plug this straight in. I might, in fact I think I will, I want to take some slots through here. I'm just going to do it with a, let's see, how is it now? Because this is going to probably sit against the wall at some point. So just to allow a cable to either go that way or this way. I'm also going to make sure this pops out somewhere here when it comes through, to allow me to put the connection block in and hopefully hide it behind it as well. So I'm just going to get that done. Okay, before it goes in, I'm just going to do a quick check. Yep, all lit up fantastic. Going like that. Let's just do a quick check for brightness. I don't think they're on. Yeah, they are. Don't seem very bright, do they? Let's turn the workshop lights off. Oh yeah. Oh, it is lit up. It is lit up. Just not very much. I'll see. Hopefully, be able to see if I do the light lights off. Yep, happy with that. Right, so let's get the lights back on in here. Then we can, I think I'll nail this on, so let's get the nailer back out again. Okay, calling this done. I've done some minor little bits to it, tidying up a little bit more stain on it to stain up the filler that I put in there. I think the LEDs look okay. It seems a little bit dark, but it glows quite nicely. This will eventually go and live in we have like a 50-60 style diner and gaming room, and it'll live in there up above the door. That's the reason why there was the two little slots to allow the LED wire to come out the back and have the whole thing sit flush. Lessons learnt from it. My table saw I have was only a cheap one. It was bought specifically because it was a small form factor. Cutting straight lines is absolutely fine, but obviously cutting a chamfer, we have some problems getting these 45-degree angles on the corners to do properly. I think the problem is as the wood was going through, it was putting pressure on the blade and it was pulling it out of alignment between the front and the back. So I think I'm going to keep an eye out on probably Marketplace to see if there's a similar smaller one, a better quality one going on that, just to replace that. Other than that, I think it looks pretty damn good. I'll do some close-up shots of it just so you can see the fit and finish. But I think it's good. It's a good use of something that will probably have just sat in my my garage, to be honest with you. As I said, really happy with it's turned out. It glows up quite nice. I like this red edge that's appeared on it around it, because that's where the slightly different texture is behind. But yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of video, please like and subscribe. I've got another couple of projects on the cards for the workshop as well. Some infrastructure ones coming soon, much needed. This shed's a bit of a mess, but yeah, if that's the kind of thing you like. Oh, I've also got some. I think I've got some retro tech fixes to do as well. So again, if you like this kind of thing, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Always helps. And thanks for watching. Cheers.